Good afternoon, everyone, and once again, welcome to all participants, those who are continuously joining. And yeah, we already briefed about the first two topics, the first two sessions. Today, we will be discussing on the conditional statements. And before that, or before starting the session, yeah, somebody was asking for the link. I have already shared it. You can just keep it for future reference. Fine. So you will basically open that link and you will find all the links and everything over there. Okay. And yeah, if you would not be able to Minecraft or maybe any other technical related issue, then you can just connect with our support team. I'll just share the mail IDs of them as well. Then they will probably help you out. Right. So would be better if you just use the Microsoft IDE if you already have, and if you're not using it, then probably there is no harm in creating the Outlook ID and the Hotmail, either Outlook or on the Hotmail. Okay. So if you've already received the same message that I've completed the course, very nice, very good. And if you would not be able to see the certificate, you will get that by just going or clicking on the option like on your profile. Just click on that and you will find all your certificates there. Okay. If you didn't get any the code like yesterday code, it's there on the OneDrive which I have just shared today itself. You can probably go through the code as well. And all the recordings will be uploaded on the same link. Don't worry. Right. So now what I'll do, I'll just start the session. Okay. So first of all, a very warm welcome once again to all the educators. And this is related to the chapter. It's there like, as a chapter 4 in the book, like where we will talk about the control with conditionals, right? Here, the student will understand, they will get to know about the logical operators that we know in programming. And we'll tell them about like, what are conditions and how to apply them in real life. It would be better if we'll just start this session by giving them a simple example, or you can say by giving some real life examples as well. Like let's say if you will prepare a cup of tea for me, then it's okay. Otherwise, no problem. So there are like, two answers in that. Okay and no problem. Or if I can say like, to our kids, basically, maybe you get these instructions from your mother that if you will do the homework, you will get a chocolate, or maybe you will not get a chocolate. So again, there are two possibilities, yes or no. So this way you can just give them a simple real life examples. Okay, because they are really very small. I mean the sixth standard or seventh standard, just to create a initiative, like and just to create an interest also in them. Probably it would be better if you'll just start with some real life examples. Then yesterday's session, it was all about the operators also. Here, I mean, though we just discussed about the mathematical operation, that is plus minus, but yes, you can also use a number of other operators. How to combine multiple operators, apply logical operations in block coding, so that we will discuss today. And control structure, as we all know, it's a block of program that accepts and it also analyzes the different variables, because the variables we discussed like in yesterday's session, how to declare a variable like a equals to 10, b equals to 20, and what do you mean by variable, right? So that you need to first let or maybe like tell all the students about this, and after that you will come to know, or I mean they will come to know about the control structures in the programming. So there are three basic types of control structure. One is the sequential, fine, like step by step, when it is executed one after another. Second will be like your conditional, because there will be now two different you can say the action, like or maybe two different statements, find yes or no, as I said. Then there will be the iterations, or maybe like some certain set of statements, it will execute maybe number of times when the condition I mean, or you can say that the condition is true. Once the condition will become false, it will come out of the particular, or it may stop the execution, fine, or maybe any condition that you have already applied on it. So for that, loops are the example, or that you will get to know maybe in tomorrow's session. But today again we'll talk about the if else with the help of again the Minecraft and the arcade. We see several blocks arranged in a specific order here. And every time, whenever we place a new block, we apply a logic so that we can build a diagonal line with blocks marked with arrows, isn't it? So either we need to place a one block extra, and after that, we need to just add one of the block where you have this arrow, fine, or marked with arrows. So these logic encoding terms are called like conditions. Now, what are logical operators? So we all know that we have here mainly three types here of logical, like and, or and not, right? So and, when both the condition are satisfied, then you will get the chocolate. Means if I say that if you will complete your homework, as well as if you will complete your sample question papers, then you will get a chocolate, otherwise not. Fine. Or maybe we can say if you will complete a homework, or maybe you will complete like all the sample papers, then you will get a chocolate. So there is a or, fine. And not is means like obviously when you will not complete any of these things, then you will not get a chocolate. So basically what we have these three different logical operators, so that we need to make them understand. Okay. And after that, just like a simple definition. So being an educator, I think you're already aware of where is like and can be used, or can be used, or maybe like not. Now, yeah, it's there in your book as well. The in that same resource that we have already shared with you, which is there on the CBSE portal. Now it's given over here as well. If homework completed and time is past 8 p.m., then go to bed. Else do not go to bed. Fine. So there are two answers in that, either this or this. Or maybe like here you have and, when both the conditions are satisfied, when both like time is past 8 p.m. And if you have already completed your homework, then go to bed. Similarly, or like when any one of the condition is true, maybe if it is like sunny outside, or maybe if it is raining outside. So in any one of the case, you need to carry an umbrella, right? Otherwise, or maybe else, you need not to carry an umbrella. So this is basically a just an example, just to show them where we can use the and not, right? And if we use the not operator to reverse or negate the condition, if the condition is true, not will return false, and vice versa. So for example, if you, I mean, you can go to play like only if it is not raining. So then here you have just applied a condition. If not, it is raining, then go out to play, else stay indoors. Right. So if I combine all these logical operators, right? So what it says that if day is equals to, we need to now just tell them the syntaxes here, because if we just use what you can do, if like we can just tell them, let's say if I open the uh, just a minute, let me open the office.com here. Okay, just going to sign in. Yeah, so I have just signed in. Now let me open the whiteboard. Similarly, you can also open it because everything cannot be explained, through the PPT here. So you need to make a little bit more interactive, right? So the way that I am doing here, because this is the blank area where you can just take the annotation, and now you can tell that there are two operators that you used so far. One, like in the variable, when you were explaining a equals to 10, right? You told them that this a is the variable and 10 is the number. Fine. And the value that you have initialized to this particular variable. So here you need to tell three things. One is the assignment, okay, of that particular variable. Then you need to tell the basically the variable here that you have defined. And if that particular variable, if it is meaningful name that you are giving, because yesterday we had seen this example that is like result, if I just talk about equals to a plus b, we did that the summation of two numbers. Okay, so similarly you can just do that. And if you have shared this particular whiteboard with your students, they can give the reactions on it. Okay, so you can make your class a little bit more interactive of this coding as well. Now, if I come back and if I say, now here we have used the double equal to. Now, what's the difference between this double equal? Because earlier we used a single equal. So similarly, now you can just explain them that what is the use of using the, double equals to. If I say um, here, so I can just write this, use the pen again. This time I'll take a red pen. Yeah, so this time I can define here as a equals to what it is coming. Sorry, this is the arrow headed I have taken. So if you just define that is a double equals to b, okay, and here you have defined b equals to 20. Now you are going to compare the value of a variable and the value of b variable. So now when you are going to compare, you need to use these double equals to sign. Okay, so this way you can just tell them that these are the syntaxes, so anyhow we need to follow. Now if I say if a is equals to b, fine, then what will happen? So now you say means we are checking the values of these two variable, means 10 equals to 20. Is 10 is equals to 20? Then obviously student will say no, it's not equal. Then what will happen? After that you can just give this or show them the example that yes, if day is equals to what, Monday, and time is greater than equals to 10 a.m. and time is less than equals to 12 p.m., or day is equals to Wednesday. So you have combined multiple operators here. Fine, that is and or logical operators like and these are the relational operators that you have used, fine, or the symbols. Then the library is open, else library is closed. So this is again one of the good example. You can just tell them, and you can tell them that they need to write a pseudocode for it first, and then they will come to the block coding here. Okay, so after that, different relational operators are also mentioned. And no worries, everything it's there in the particular booklet, fine, which we have already shared, and it's there on the CPSC portal as well. So you can open the PPT from here, and from the faculty handbook, you will get all the explanation related to this. So accordingly, you can teach them. So content is ready with you, resources are ready with you, softwares are ready with you. The only thing is that you need to implement in your school if it's not implemented yet. And you can start, or those who have already implemented, then it's a great news for them. They can start, by using or teaching the coding, the block coding with the help of these softwares, right? And then we can also explain them a little bit. I'll just show you the example also, but before that, we are just having a demonstration, or you can say that the explanation that we are using. Now if else and else if. So simple illustration of conditionals using flowchart here. So we have already or maybe in the yesterday class, yes, we discussed about the flowchart symbols that you are already aware of. This is basically a conditional like statement or the box that you are going to use, where you need to check the condition. If the condition is true, it will move here, or if the condition is false, then it will move to here. After that, the control will, or goes to the end. So this way you can just tell them how you are going to do that. Now this is basically an activity which we will do in today, in today's session as well, just to check if a number is odd or even. And this time we'll do an activity with the help of Python. Okay, because from the last two sessions we were doing the block coding, though I will just tell you first with the help of block coding as well by the simple drag and drop feature. And after that, I'll just show you how you can just write a program with the help of Python as well. Okay, so that you can easily correlate. Yep, that we have already seen operators that you're already aware of. Let us just jump into the example. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just quickly open the arcade.microsoft.com, the same portal that you are all aware of. First, I'll just create a simple program, and then we'll take this example odd or even through Python as well, right? So what I'll do, though you are now familiar with the interface, right? So I can simply click on new project name, and I can give a name to it, conditional example. Okay, and then click on create. Now, once you will click on a create button, so again, the same interface here also. So this is the start block. Here I need to add all my block from this list box, right? So what I want first, let's say I want to set something maybe based on some condition. So what I can do, simply I need to set a height or maybe any variable first you can take. So let us take one variable here. And here I can just take a variable as choice, because most of the time we just take a choice from the user. Fine, whether user can enter 1, user can enter 2, user can enter 3. So this way you can just probably do it. Fine. So I have taken a new variable name, that is okay. So in this, probably when you are going to do this, we need to follow different steps, right? So how to follow the different step one by one. So first is the variable which I have created, that is the variable name is choice here. Okay, so that we have taken. And it's just a quick recap also, yet that yesterday we also created or talked about the variable, right? So this is like a choice variable which we have defined. Now I need to set a value. So what I'll do, I'll just drag and then drop it here. So set choice to what? Right now, let's say it is 0. So I have not given any of the choice here. Okay. Or maybe if you want, you can give a value to it. Now we need to choose the if else block from here. So what we need to do, we have different types of block related to the if else condition. So that comes under this category, that is logic, right? From this logic, what I'll do, I'll just copy, because I need to check two things here, if and else, because we have already discussed here what exactly the if and else if, right? So I'll just drag and then again drop it. Okay. This is the step number 2, where you can perform this particular if and else condition that you have. Right. And then the step 3. Now, what's the step 3 says? Because here I just need to, we already discussed about, 3 gates here. 3 logical gates, that is and, or, not, right? So if I want to check, like two of the condition, when both the condition is satisfied, let's say if I say that A is taller than B, fine, but in this case when we say that A is taller than B, basically when A is strong and A is height is, like you can say, near about 5 point something inches. So in this case, we can say that when two of the condition is satisfied, then we say that A is taller than B. Otherwise, no, A is not taller. So this way, we have just taken a Boolean AND operator. Now we need to take. Fine. So again, we need to go to the logic here. Now, if I just scroll down, we have these two Boolean or three gates, logic gates here, the symbol. Now, what I'll do, I'll just drag and then I'll place it instead of this true. Okay. So if and then and then what will happen? So these are the two comparison operators to both the sides of the and that we wanted to check, isn't it? So what we need to add? Two comparison operators to both the sides of the and. So there are two comparison operators. What we have? We have the choices here. Okay. So in this case, let us just check first, because the variable it's there in the, I mean, we have that is the choice, and to comparison variable that we want to check. So in this case, I'll go to this math option. uh just a minute. No, it's not there. Maybe here itself. Okay. Or what, I'll go to the screen here. Just a minute, because the variable is okay. Here my variable is choice, isn't it? So first I can just take this particular variable because I have these two choices here. So from where you can just take the comparison operators, right? That we need to also add on these two sections. Okay, so where we'll get the comparison operator? Let me just check. Comparisons. Here it must be there, but yeah, here it is. Sorry, I was scrolling actually. So these are the comparison operators. Fine. So what I'll do, I'll just select any of the comparison operator, like let's say this one, and I'll place it here at the first block. So let me place it here. Okay. And similarly, I'll just take the another comparison, or if you want to right click and duplicate it, that is also possible. So this is again like one of the good feature that we have, and we can just take it. Now I can drag and then drop it here. So now you see here we have these two conditions, right? Or maybe the comparison operator also that we have taken, and this one is the logical operator. So first you need to tell them the differences, the logical operator when both the conditions are satisfied, and just to check two conditions, we used what? The double equals to. You can just come here and then you can see that if you are going to check the comparison operators, we either can use double equals to, or we can use like if A is greater than equals to B, or if I can just tell them if A is less than equals to B. So what does it mean? These are like, the comparison operators also that we have, and we can just check, right? So if I'll just come back, now what we want, we need to just place our variable here. Okay. And so first is I'm just going to check the choice variable. So my choice variable, I'll just place it here. Oh, sorry. Uh, uh, okay, that I've already taken. I think I'll just give it this. Okay, and I'll take one choice. And if choice is greater than, here it is, we have greater than uh, any number you can just give. Here it is, let's say 5. And here I can define, or assign the value, that is set choice to 10. So you can immediately just tell them, like, what does it mean that choice to 10 here? So it means that we have, yeah. So what does it mean? That we can just tell them that if choice is equals to, first of all, yeah. So again, I can select if choice is equals to 10. Now we are just checking if choice, this way you can explain. I'm just giving one example, so that's why. And here you are going to check, and choice is again, let's say, less than 20. So there are two things. If the choice is greater than 5 and choice is less than 20. Fine. So here we are using the and. Rest of the two operators, students, they may use their, or maybe like, on their own, that they can use or they can use not also. So this way you can just tell them. So similarly, I have also used the same. If choice is greater than equals to 5, and again, if choice is so if choice is less than 20. Okay, so here I'll just take less than 20. Then what will happen? Then what do you want to do it? I just want to change this background color. So you can just tell them a simple, like, the example here. So what I'll do, I'll just go to the scene, and here I can take this set background color to, you can pick any color here. Let's say green. Yeah. So one is this. Now you see the output then and there, because you see that you have just declared a variable as choice equals to 10. So obviously 10 lies in between 5 and 20, because it should be greater than 5 and it should be less than 20. Here it is, like, the 10 which I have defined. Now I'll just duplicate it, and I'll place it. Okay, so I've just duplicated that particular block, and I'll just place it here. And this time, instead of green, I'll just take other color, let's say brown. Okay, and this time I'm just giving the value as 1. So now you see that here the color is brown. The moment I just select the color as, or maybe the choice as 13, now the color will set to the green. So student will be easily understand what are the operators. They will also understand about the conditional, or you can say that the operators that you have used it here. Third, they will also understood, or they will understand, let's say, sorry, if and else. Okay, then if the condition is true, then what you want to perform. Else, if the condition is false, then what will be the output? So these three, these are, like, you can explain them very easily by just using if and else. And if you remember, I just ask the number also from the user. So instead of, like, add and like, you have already defined the 13, but I do not want to define it. What I'll do, I'll just go to this game and I'll ask from the user. So what I'll say, ask for a number here. You can just enter it, and the number's length is, because here it is 20, so the length of that number should be 2. Okay. Now I can give any number here. So let's say if I have selected 4, and I have selected here 2. So 42. Now, if you just check whether this particular, the number that you have just asked from the user, so that 42, is it lies in between 5 and 20 or not? So what you will do, then you have already pressed OK. So now the output is brown. Okay. Again, if you will just refresh and you run that program, and this time, if it lies in between 5 and 20, that is the number 13. And I'll just come to this OK block, press spacebar. Now this time the background color is green, isn't it? So I think it's so simple now for the students just to understand the conditional statements that they have used. I hope this part is clear to everyone. I'm just taking few questions. Fine. So if related to this session only, please ask the question if you have any doubt apart from the certificate and the redeeming code and everything. So we can also ask the value of choice. Yes, Nirmal ma'am, I think I have cleared all this, like, or maybe the sir, like we can also ask the value of choice from the user. That, yes, we did that. Instead of color, we can type text, please show. Yeah, we can just type the text as well. That it's basically that we have taken an example of like how we can ask anything from the user. Because if you just want to display something, I hope it's clear to you for that which control we need to use it here. Then can anybody tell me which control if I just want to display a string message here? Fast. Anybody? Okay. Hmm. Can we use switch case? So directly do not jump into the switch case, because yes, we have, I mean, see, we have different types of controls. So no, basically someone asked like, I just want to show the text instead of this background color. So what we need to do, which block we can take? I just need an answer from you. Fast. Yes, it is clear, but splash. Very good. So yes, you said that we can just use the splash here. So what I'll do here, instead of this background, I mean the color to green, I'll just go to this, not the sprite here, the game, and I can take the splash control or the block. Okay. And I say, good. Or I'll just take it back. I'll duplicate it, place it here. This time I type bad. So if you just enter, or maybe if it lies in between this, you can define this as well. So let's see the output. So it's 7, 1, bad, right? So this way, student will also come to know how to do that. And those who are in like 8th standard or somehow they already like, completed, they already had gone through these examples coding. So then you can start this particular code with the help of Python. So we'll see a code today, how we can write, a code through Python. So for that, we will use the Minecraft. Here also we can see that, because right from the beginning, if you will just tell them, because here also, if you see, I just, you can just tell them that through the whiteboard that we used if here, and we just used, the choice equals to and all those stuff, and through make code. And if you just compare with all these, so they will come to know, yes, this is the syntax that we need to use. If choice greater than this and choice less than 20, game dot splash, that is good, else game dot splash, that is bad. So it means whenever we need to ask any particular number from the user, so it's just like a function that you see here, game dot ask for number, message any, and the answer length that we have already taken. So this is the maximum length. This is like a string right now, it's empty. Sorry, a number which is like, empty, and then it will ask the number from the user, and then it will save into this variable. So this is a variable relational I mean the conditional operators. These are the logical operators, and then you are going to print it. I hope it is clear how to use all these blocks. Okay, so yeah, so many answers related to splash. Perfect. Array, list. No, 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 Rekha ma'am. So it's not array and the list here. It's basically the splash. With the text, we can use color as well. Yeah, you can. You can do a number of things now after this. Yes. So now, if we'll do the same code, let's say with the help of Minecraft. So how we'll do that? Okay, let's see one example through Minecraft where the one activity it's there related to just check whether that particular number is odd or even. Okay, that we have just seen. Uh, this one. So first is like, the flow chart. You can just tell to the student just to create a flow chart. And after that, you can convert this code in this particular, or you can say with the help of Python as well. I mean, sorry, this, yeah, Python. So let us see that example as well, how we can do that. So instead of this, there are a number of other things. If you want to see, you want to check the output also, or maybe anything, that is also possible, right? So here the voice is just a minute. I'm just going to minimize this. So it is just signing. Okay, so I will just switch this particular application to the code that is through Minecraft. I'll open the Minecraft now. So just a quick recap here also. What I need to do, click on create new. Just select the blank template. If you want, you can, or maybe you can just select the templates. So some of them asked, related to other subject also. Let's say for mathematics, you have a fraction word over here. So I'll just show you one of the example here because few of the teacher or the educators, they asked like, other resources are also available related to other subject teacher. So yes, it's there. So if you want to play first, so you can just have a overview what it is all about, right? So first is you will just get an idea that welcome to fraction word, right? So just right click on it. It will just show you because this is the non-player character, the NPC, where you can use, which will give you the instructions and you can use the concept of immersive reader as well. It will just read the entire content that you have here. Okay. So you can use this. Okay, so this is just an activity. You can observe the math models that represent adding and subtraction of fractions. That is there. So if I just close it and let us move ahead. Now, what do you see? Okay, so these are the examples it's been given to us. You can get into this activity here. Okay, you can just check what it is all about. Just a minute. Here it is showing like, 1 by 4. You can just tell them that, yes, there are 4 blocks. One is basically the colored one. So out of 4, one is colored. Similarly, you can just tell them here you have how many blocks. You can ask from the student. There are 12 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And how many of them are colored, right? So that's basically 9. So 9 by 12 you have, 1 by 4 you have. So this way, first you can just take the overview and if you just move ahead, oh, sorry. So, okay. Now you can see that here is the operations like it's been done 1 by 4 into 1. Um, that is 1 by 4, then 1 equals to like what, 3 by 3, and then it's a multiplication of this. So just an I mean a simple example it's been given. So accordingly you can just have many more examples. You can come back and then again you can move forward, right? And really students will enjoy, otherwise the fraction it's too bore for the student at times. Even for me also. Okay, so you can move, you can just have an overview of other like, blocks here. You can just simply go to this particular. Now, once you are done with that, then you can enter into this particular room and you can also perform the activity. This is basically a problem, a room. Fine. So problem like you need to solve it. So first room, it was related to like, the example. Fine. After that, this is basically an activity where the student needs to uh, attempt, right? So this way you can just tell them. Now, yes, we were just talking about again the code builder here, right? How to write a code in Python, the odd and even if we want to check. Because slowly and gradually I had shown all the examples one by one. I just had given a tutorial related to the chicken train. I just already explained to you about the building blocks that we can use in the Minecraft here. So again, we can just click on this new project and I can give a name to it, that is odd and even. Click on create. Once it's created, again, you will get all these, but this time I'm not going to do it with the help of block. Like for 8 students, you can just use the Python also. You can just show them, just give them one example so that they can, correlate um, with everything. So you can just select the Python editor here. Now, what you can do, I can just delete the previous code that I already have. And here I can just write a code that is variable first. Fine. So the variable name is A here. Let's say it is 34. Okay, that we have defined. And here we can use the if condition. Fine, just to check. Now, if A modulo here that we are going to take the remainder, if it is absolutely divisible by 2, and we can use the double equals to, because here we are just going to check the equality. Fine. And if the remainder is 0. So we need to, I mean, most of like in the programming languages that we use, we were using what, the semicolon just for the terminator, fine, or terminating of that particular sentence or a step. So here we need to use the colon. Now press enter. And we need to also take care of the indentation. So those who are already teaching Python, they must be aware of like, the indentation. So that we need to just take care even here also. There should not be any spelling mistake that you need to tell to the student before teaching, the Python, that you are already aware of. But yes, that will be like, good enough if you just type few of the lines of code and then try to make some errors into it. And tell them not to make any spelling mistake, or they need to provide proper indentation there. Fine. So as it's already given. Now here we can say, or if we want to display something, yesterday you had seen I just added one agent from here, isn't it? I just added one agent and then I used a say function. Fine. If any of the message that you want to convey or you want to display, so for that, which method we have, that is say. So that's why here also what we need to use, the say here. Okay. And player dot say. So what it will say, it will say that the number is even. Correct? So the number is even here. And if I just press enter, I'll just enter a backspace because I need to provide the else here. Just put a colon. Again, the indentation, it will take place. The player dot say, and this time you need to enter the number is odd. It. So that's all done. Now you can press enter, and in both the cases, whether it is even or odd, let's say you want to display one message, player dot say it's okay. So any of the message that you want to display, you can just do that. So this is just a simple code that we have written, and now the student can also easily correlate where they used they started with block coding, then they jump into this either JavaScript or maybe the Python. Fine. So they will also come to know that the Python is again just too easy or just easy to understand. Now later on when they will do the Python in 11th and 12th, so then it will there will not be any difficulty in terms of understanding the looping, syntax, functions and everything. Okay. Now, if you just want to execute, go to the start here, you will see the output. And just to see the output, yeah, it's there at the top. But if you press this T button here, so here also you will get this. The number is even and it's done. Okay. And if you want to ask the number from the user, so now it's your homework. You can even ask the number from the user as well. So this way you can just perform n number of activities through Minecraft as well. And there are number of resources. It's also available here that you can achieve. Because if you just open the library, okay, there are subject kits because most of the educators they must be or they wanted I mean I just got some queries, so they wanted just to get to know what all templates are available, what all resources are available. So these all are the educator resources are available here. So if you just click on the subject kits, all the subjects are available. If you are going to perform any activity related to the periodic table, you can use the science. If you are just going to take the subject as a mathematics, so the fraction one of the example I have shown to you. Another we have area, where we can just calculate. And in similar, you can tell to the students in a similar way now, because they are already doing the block coding maybe in their computer subject. They can invent their own a lesson plan. They can also create their own you can say that activity, fine, from their curriculum they have already or they are already studying. Because now once they are familiar with all these stuff, so then they can probably create it accordingly, as per their interest. Some of them they are already having an interest on this history and culture, so yeah, they can just go with this equity and inclusion, or maybe the social emotional literacy and language, digital citizenship, art and design. So it's not moreover all the particular resources or the kits which are available. And with the help of computer science students, you can involve them in creating some adventurous activities. Yeah. um okay, so one thing is this which I just wanted to show. And if I'll go back here, all your words will be showing to you on which you have worked on. So this is like one of the activity. It's there in the CBSE like curriculum, that is hour of code 2020 inclusion, like how to bring villagers together. So the whole activity is there. You can just go through. There is a video also. And then probably first you need to watch the video and then you can probably do that. AI water quality, the detector, how you are going to detect. Chemistry lessons are there. Area and volume, which I was just talking about. Okay, so few of the chemistry lessons like the periodic table, it's there because at times students find very difficulty in arranging or getting the solution of the equations when they combine. So through this they can learn. So it's not all about the uh, coding only. Coding plus creativity plus critical thinking. Yeah, it's there. So everything it's there, it's involved, and it's related to the 21st century learning design. That obviously CBSE says that we need to implement it. Right now, this will not become so boring, like, for these students as well, that you are just writing only I mean on the board and they are just understanding. No, now the student will come up with their own ideas and you will also enjoy. Okay, so yeah, if I just come back, it's all done. And you can also perform your activities on your PC if you want. And maybe if you want, can we add a circle or my God. So see, if you want to add maybe any of the shapes, or maybe the like if you want to create a rectangle, now with the help of coding, everything is possible, isn't it? You, if you want to draw or create a rectangle, that is again a small activity. That if you want to create a rectangle, so there you need to just give some uh, positions. Okay, only that much is required. Rest, everything it's done, or you can say everything will be done or will be taken care by this. So okay, I'll just give you an activity just to create a rectangle. You can also do that. Once you are done with that, you can share with us. And if I just show you this project booklet, let me just show you. Just a minute, open with. Uh, uh, Here it is. If I will show you the block coding, here you will find all the activities we have discussed so far. So it's a request before jump into, like, the before jumping into this loops, functions, and other examples, just go through all these example or the projects. It's there, right? Because everything it's there here also, like, the for loop or the activity. This activity we have just seen. I have shown with the very, like, a good, I mean, simple example, but here they have checked with the remainder. Fine. The remainder of number, if it is this, or remainder of number, if it is this, then what you, or which background color you want to set. So they have given the remainder problem here to the students, so that you can probably check it. In this case, you have a music player also, how to build a music player. So if you want to build, so in this case, obviously the for loop will also come into the picture, so that you will see tomorrow how we can use the control of the for loops as well. Okay, so I hope this session again was quite useful for you. And in case again, what you can do, you can just drop few of the lovely feedback. Fruitful session, very good information. G, thank you so much. How to see there this video after? Yeah, I've already shared, this OneDrive link. Please copy and then paste it somewhere, because I mean, you will get all, because tomorrow is Sunday and the holiday for all of us. So you can just go through that particular, the link or the drive link. You will get all the materials. Don't, I mean, you will get everything there. Don't worry. Okay. Um, yes, Hassan. So we'll give it to you. Obviously, if we have said that we'll provide everything, so it means we will provide. Don't worry. At time it may take, one or day two, but yes, everything you will get it. Okay. Um, so now again, I'm just going to open the like, the code and the feedback link. So of this session too. So please, you can take a snapshot also if you want, and you can even scan this QR code for the feedback. So this is again very simple. Just you can scan this code and then you will get a feedback link. And this is the code for redeeming the certificate. I will also upload this on the chat window. Just copy it. Let me just share with you all. Oh, sorry. Yes. So we will copy it and okay. What you can do, I have already opened it. Yes. So you can just note it down. It's T-NTA 57F421. This time, I think no one will find any difficulty just getting the redeeming or like, the certificate or getting this code. Just note it down or take a snapshot. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining, all these sessions continuously. I am already receiving an email or maybe the good feedback and everything. So keep in touch and yeah, we will be providing a number of other examples on like maybe as per your requirement or anything on which like you want to discuss. Our technical team will also connect with you in case if you have any doubt and further issuing the like installing the software and everything. Okay, so somebody has shared the code as well. Yeah, thank you once again. I'm just here if you have any question you can now uh, ask, like here in the chat window. um Sorry, I would not be able to make a WhatsApp group because we do not have the contact number here, so would not be able to create it in that way. Yeah. Okay, very nice session. Thank you for wonderful session so much. Okay, great. It really inspire, us also when you give this, I mean, the valuable feedback to us so that we'll also like be enthusiastic. Okay, then the next session will be related to the loops and the like further how, because see in a history subject, let's say as I already told to you, if you want to create a building or somehow maybe you want to create a staircase, right? So yeah, placing the block, it's not too difficult, but yes, if you want to or generate or you want to create it on your own, so in those cases the loop or maybe the block coding, or sorry, the Python coding, you can easily use that, or maybe you can use the block coding as well. Okay. Thank you so much. You explained so nicely. Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you for your valuable feedback as well. Mm, okay. So just give me a second. Okay. So I'll just share the feedback link and the code once again, right? So the code I have shared with you all, and I will also share the feedback link as well. So if you have not scanned the QR code, so I have shared the feedback link as well. Okay. Mm. So for the yesterday webinar, ma'am, it will be there in the OneDrive link. Please, you can just open it. You will get all everything or every stuff, like, you know, all the resources in that link. You may follow it. No issues. Okay. So I've already provided the feedback link of today's session as well as the code for just, you know, to redeem the certificate. Thank you once again, and happy learning, because we have a session tomorrow again uh, on this loop. So we'll connect tomorrow. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye bye. So tomorrow's session will be conducted by other partners, so it will be there. So might be you have received the link, like, you know, from them. Thank you. Bye, all of you. Can you please give me yesterday redeem code? Yesterday. Okay, just a minute. Actually, I just used this 12th one. Yesterday's. Here it is. Okay, so as you requested, so I have shared the yesterday code. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day ahead, and happy learning. Bye, all of you.